It becomes a problem when a person who is so passionate comes before you. And so I will endeavor to be passionate, but I don't think I'll quite get there, but I'll do my best. In group 2, our topic was political impunity and access to justice. Looking at our cartoons, we felt that number one, there were double standards by the African leaders, so that when there is conflict or when we have issues, we call upon the international community to help us. And when they step in to help us, and we feel that, when we call them to help us, what happens is we tell them that it is an African problem which needs African solutions. But we are the ones who have called them in to help us with the issue. The second thing is we hide under sovereignty, so that we come back and say this is a sovereign nation and we can deal with our own issues. The second point that came up was the politics of power and interest. And from our cartoon, again, there's a picture that shows us the international community and each one of them showing their own interests, ranging from political interests, economic interests, and social interests. And that does not just stop at the international community, but it also goes down to the African leaders. They all have their own interests. They're protecting, they're also protecting power. There is one cartoon there that shows the prosecutor Gizu, who is saying, how do I prosecute a guy who has given me a job? So indeed, if somebody has given you a job, where does your loyalty lie? Where do your interests lie? At the same time, this now leads to the question that was asked here in the morning by Shuvai. Who then speaks for the victims? And who are the victims here? If the international community cannot speak for you, if your leaders cannot speak for you, if the judicial arm cannot speak for you, then at the end of the day, who will really represent you? So the aspect of voice and agency comes in. Number 3, we talked about selective justice in terms of the application by ICC. And again, there was a cartoon whereby the question asked was, how come you didn't intervene in Syria? How come you didn't intervene in Israel? Why are you looking the other side when Israel is at it with Palestine? And linking to it was also a cartoon that was showing at a local level where we have injustices that are being committed, but the people in authority are looking the other way. So there is application of selective justice. Another issue that came up, the fourth issue that came up was time frame in terms of access to justice. How long does it take for the ICC to intervene, or how long does it take for international community to intervene? And we see the case of Sudan. We also see the case of Rwanda. How much life should be lost before intervention can come in? Then the fifth point that came out was that the AU sometimes the AU holds the ICC at ransom. So again, it gives them the dilemma of when do they intervene? Because when they intervene, the African leaders threaten to pull out of. They threaten to pull out of. They threaten to pull out of the Rome Statute. So this raises the question: is when the dilemma of when should they intervene? And what are these challenges that make access to justice difficult for Africa? Thank you.